Do I have lipstick on my teeth? I think I did. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. I'm gonna go ahead. It's just like hormonal. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Montana Buck, and today we sat down and we created this beautiful halo effect smoky eye. We have some very dramatic lashes going on, as well as a beautiful nude lip. I feel like I have hair in my face all the time. So, if you are interested in how I created today's look, then just stay tuned. I've already gone ahead and prepped the brows. Now we're ready to move on to the skin portion of today's look. I'm going to begin by prepping with my Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Face Primer. She looks like this. And I'm just going to target this primer in the areas of my face where I have a little bit more pores. So that would be like right in the T-zone area, along the nose, a little bit on the chin. I do have a couple breakouts right now, but I can assure you it's not from the products, it's just like hormonal. And then being careful not to touch the concealer around the brows. I'm just going to take whatever's left on my fingers and just apply it onto the forehead a little bit. For foundation, I'm using my tried and trusted L'Oreal True Match foundation. I talk about this one in a lot of my previous videos, so if you've seen those, you know that I absolutely love this. It's cost effective, it's awesome, I love it. I just kind of dot it all over the skin. I even like to take my foundation down my neck just so that we have a nice color consistency and that we're matching properly. I'm going to begin just blending that foundation all over the face and the neck area. Then picking up some concealer here. I have two different concealers that I'm using for today's look. The ColourPop, let me make sure this isn't backwards. The ColourPop No Filter Concealer in the shade Medium 20. And I'm also going in with my Tarte Shape Tape. I believe this is in the shade Light Neutral. I am self-tanned right now, and so this concealer here from ColourPop actually matches my skin very well, but it doesn't give me much of a brightening effect. It just kind of covers up those dark circles, but I do want to have a little bit of a highlight and a brightening effect, so that's why we're going to go with the Tarte Shape Tape on top. As you can see, I'm just applying it in the areas where I would like a little extra coverage. We're gonna go ahead and spritz our sponge with some more of the MAC Fix Plus and begin blending that concealer into the skin. I just recently found out that this No Filter concealer from ColourPop that I'm blending in the under eye right now is no longer available at my local Ulta, which is a huge bummer because I love this concealer and it's so cost effective. I think it's like $6 or $7, and I'm really sad that they're not carrying it anymore. I'm pretty sure that I can buy it online, but it's just the convenience factor that kind of gets to me because I just loved knowing that anytime that I needed it, I could just go to the store and pick it up. A little bit of a bummer because this is such a wonderful concealer. It's so hydrating. It doesn't like settle and crease into my fine lines. And obviously it really covers up the dark circles. It's really good. Then like I said previously, I'm taking some of that Tarte Shape Tape. I'm going to be extremely light-handed with this. It is a very full coverage concealer. So I'm literally just going to like dot it on the very inner corner of the under eye just as a brightening effect. So we're going to kind of target this just more so on the inner portion of the under eye. Just like that. Today I have the Born This Way Loose Ethereal Setting Powder by Too Faced, and I've gone ahead and put some of it in the cap like this. This is a Morphe brush. This is their M438 tapered brush. I just like to dip this in the powder and then begin setting essentially the entire face, but I start with all of the areas where I applied the concealer. So the chin, around the nose, a little bit on top of the nose, between the brows. Make a lot of expressions in this area, so want to make sure that our foundation stays in place all day. And then, of course, the under eye area. I love this brush because it really fits into that angle of the eye very perfectly, if I do say so myself. And it's a very soft bristled brush, so it's not gonna tug that delicate eye area. And then I like to take it on top of the lid as well, because this is gonna help prepare us for those eyeshadows that we're gonna go in with in a little bit. And it's just gonna help the blending process to be a little more smooth. And then taking some more of that powder on a jumbo fluffy face brush. Jumbo fluffy face brush. Try to say that 3 times fast. Using the fluffy brush, I'm just going to swirl the powder all over the face. Pretty much everywhere that we applied foundation, this powder is going to go on top. Now, to add some glow and some structure to the skin, I'm picking up another jumbo fluffy face brush by Eco Tools, and I have 2 different bronzers here. One of them is the Hoola Caramel by Benefit Cosmetics, and the other is the Too Faced Dark Chocolate Soleil bronzer. Packaging is really dirty. I apologize, but it just is what it is right now. I want to go in with the Hoola Caramel bronzer first because this is a little bit more of a golden tone as opposed to the Dark Chocolate Soleil, which is like a true chocolate tone bronzer. So I'm going to start with the lighter one in the hollows of the cheekbones and kind of all over the cheekbone. And then I want to take some of this up into the temple and along the hairline as well. Same thing on the other side. I'm just kind of holding back those baby hairs because when I do this they tend to just kind of go everywhere and wherever they want. I'm also going to add a little bit of this underneath the chin and neck area. Just kind of slim that jawline a little bit. Man, I got some big ears. Maybe we'll just bronze those too. So this bronzer is just kind of like our overall face glow, and then we're going to even intensify it and structure it and contour it a little bit more with this darker shade. So let's go ahead and move into that one. This brush is a little bit more smaller than this one here, so it's going to be great for getting into those hard to reach sort of targeted specified areas. So picking up some of that, as you can see, very well loved Too Faced Dark Chocolate Soleil bronzer. I'm going to just kind of dip the tips of the bristles into the product, and I'm going to begin targeting this in the very hollows of the cheekbone, up into the temple. Just kind of keep those baby hairs out of the way. Really paying close attention to the very outer portion of the jaw. Just getting right underneath it and right in there. Like so. And then I'll go back in with that first fluffy brush that we used just to fuse all of them together. So there's no line of demarcation, there's no noticeable transition of the 2 different bronzers. It's just going to be really smooth, very blended. Blending is a very, very key part of doing your makeup. I mean, obviously you can use your hands, but brushes really do make such a big difference. And you don't even really need very expensive brushes, especially if you're a beginner. I know when I first started really getting serious about my makeup journey, I wanted like the top of the line brushes, and I thought I needed them because a lot of the other people were using them, so I thought I needed to as well. But that's not true. You can actually just buy whatever brushes you can find at the store. I think Eco Tools, personally, I think that they're wonderful. I'm using Eco Tools right now. It's very cost effective. I also love the Morphe brushes. If you're beginning and you can't really afford it, don't worry about it. Just get what you can and it's gonna work out just fine. Speaking of cost-effective makeup brushes, this one here I purchased at Walmart, and this is a double-ended brush, so you get your concealing bristles and then you get your fluffy eyeshadow blending bristles. So this is intended for eyeshadow, I believe, but we're going to use it to contour the nose. So I'm just going to dip back into the Hoola Caramel bronzer, which is the lighter, more golden bronzer, and then begin to swirl this on the nose, dragging up and down. This is just going to shape the nose a little bit, add some warmth and some structure. I don't like to leave the nose out, so I don't want to forget this step. And then I like to take it up into the eyebrow. You don't necessarily have to do this, but I find it quite flattering, so this is just something that I like to do. And then wrap it into the nose contour. Now I'm going to begin baking the face. I'm picking up this product here. This is the Too Faced Born This Way Loose Ethereal Setting Powder. This is the powder that we set our whole entire face with after we applied our foundation and our concealer. Picking up a little bit of a different tool here. This is another blending sponge, but as you can see, it is contoured. So this is going to be really great for cleaning up that bronzer. So now that I've got a lot of that powder packed onto the contoured Morphe sponge, I'm going to just swipe this straight up to the ear, all the way to the mouth. Like so. Up to the ear, back down, kind of just like connect it to the mouth. Now to stamp the sides of the nose, just like 1, 2, 1, 2. So while we let this bakage sit on the skin, I want to move on to highlighter. We're going to make the face glow and beam because right now we're looking a little matte. I think I have a hair on my face. Okay, so the highlighter I'm going to go in with for today's look is this one here by Becca Cosmetics. This is their Opal Highlight. I love this, and I'm using this brush here. This is the JH32 brush. You guys can see the bristles. Looks like this. Begin swirling this into the high points of the cheekbone. I need more. There we go. Same thing on the other side. Oh. Yes. Taking some of that on the tip of the nose as well. If you happen to remove some of the bakage from our setting powders, that's okay because they're about to be wiped off right after this anyways. Using just my finger rather than the brush because I want this to be more targeted. So I'm just taking a little bit of that on my finger and applying this right on the perimeter of the top lip. And a little into the Cupid's bow. But I do have a breakout like right dead center in the middle of my Cupid's bow, and I don't want to accentuate the texture of the breakout, so that's why I'm using my finger to just be really careful. Just picking up that Eco Tools brush again that we used to apply our bronzer, and we're just gonna swirl this all away. We're gonna just swipe this off the sides of the nose as well. Now all that's left to do for the skin portion of today's video is to lock it all in place with our MAC Fix Plus. And then I like to just kind of press that Fix Plus into the skin. We're going to move into the eye portion of today's look. I want to do something very smoky and very dramatic. So, because we're going to be working with such dark eyeshadows, I do want to put a little bit of powder underneath the eye just to catch any fallout. So we're going to use that same Too Faced Born This Way Loose Ethereal Setting Powder just to kind of protect the under eye I look a little silly right now, but it's just going to wipe off in the end anyways. Picking up this eyeshadow palette here. This is the Riviera palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. The first shade I want to go in with is this one here. It's called Coastline. I'm going to begin applying this shade all over the crease of the eye as our transition shade, just to prepare us for a lot of those darker eyeshadows that we're going to go in with in a minute. I like to bring my transition shades up quite high because I have hooded eyes and because I just love a dramatic eyeshadow. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. Then going in with the darker shade and a little bit more of a dense brush. This is my Sigma E25. I want to go back into the palette and choose this shade here called Palm. Applying this on the very outer portion of the eye, just in like a stamping motion. We're not going to be blending quite yet. I just want to lay the color down and build it up to the intensity that I'm looking for. Being careful to keep this outer shadow more rounded as opposed to elongated. Right now I'm looking like I have two little butterfly wings on my eyes. Then going in with the brush that's actually included in this eyeshadow palette. It's double-ended, as you can see. I'm going to take the fluffier side and begin buffing this in circular motions. As you can see, this side's starting to look a little bit softer than this side, and that's pretty much what we're going for. We're going to use that more dense side of that brush to apply that same palm shade, but we're going to go and focus this on the very inner corner of the eye. So as you can see, this is creating a bit of a halo effect on the eye. We're going to apply a really beautiful shimmer shade in the middle. So it's really going to pop. Picking up this beautiful champagne shimmer shade. This one's by MAC Cosmetics, and this is in the shade English Gilt. Just getting a little bit of that onto my middle finger, and I'm just going to press this right in the center of the eye. Buffing those edges a little bit. So now that that gorgeous halo eye is slowly but surely starting to come into effect, I'm going to dip back into the palette and we're going to pick up this shade here, Palm, again on the Sigma E25. And I'm going to just run this along the lower lash line. Sorry guys, I don't think I caught the last portion of the steps that I took on camera. I picked up another brush here. This is the Sigma E45, and I used that with the white shade here, Sails, and then I just ran that along the very high points of the arch of the brow, just to kind of lift it and to clean up any darkness that I may have brought up too high. So just to kind of catch you guys up really quick, because my camera just likes to shut off whenever she wants to. It's cool, girl, it's cool. I'm picking up a black eyeliner here. This one's by NYX Cosmetics. This is the Slide On, Glide On, Stay On, and definitely a turn on waterproof extreme shine eyeliner. Don't let the title freak you out. It's not a shiny eyeliner, but it's just very black and I like it, and it's drugstore and it works. So let's do it. Running it along the upper and lower waterline. It's so hard to talk when doing your eyeliner. Take this on the lower lash line as well. Moving in with another liner. This one's a little bit different because it is a liquid felt tipped eyeliner. This one is by Benefit. This is their mini version of their roller liner in the shade Black. I'm going to use this to draw in some wings. Next I'm popping on some mascara. This is going to be the Voluminous Million Lash Mascara by L'Oreal. I've been using this for years and years and years and years and years. I like to kind of apply some just on the very tip of the lash to start, and then I will go from the root all the way to the tip. We are going to apply some lashes to finish off the eye look, but while the glue is drying, it's still a little bit wet, they're not ready to be applied. While that is drying, we're going to dust off our baked. Just take a nice little fluffy brush and sweep it away. Woo. And then again, while those lashes are still drying, I'm going to pick up my Sigma E45 and dip it into a little bit of that opal shade. I'm just going to use this to highlight the inner corners of the eyes. That's cute. Oh, it's so subtle, but I like that a lot. Now for lashes, the lashes that we're going to be going in with today are from a brand called Allure, and these are their Opulent Lashes. This is my pretty much everyday, all day, any and every occasion lash that I go to. It's like my number one. I buy them in 3 packs. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see because I think the lashes might fall everywhere, but they do come in 3 packs, so that's very convenient. And we're just going to take that eyelash on our tweezers and just pop it on. Now we can move on to lips, my favorite portion of today's look. Today we're going to be doing a nude ombre liner. So I want the liner of the lips to be darker, and then as we proceed more towards the center of the lip, we're going to do a lighter shade and it's going to come together magnificently. The liner that I'm going to go in with today is by NYX. This is the Suede Matte Lip Liner in the shade Los Angeles. Then for our lipstick shade, this is by MAC Cosmetics, and it's in the shade YASH, a beautiful, everyday, flawless nude lipstick. And for that beautiful, bright, center ombre look that I'm going for, we're picking up another MAC lipstick. This one is called Creme de Nude. This is a Creamsheen formula as opposed to YASH, which is a matte lipstick. So just in the center, boom, done. Really quick off camera, I'm going to go finish my hair and I'll be right back. Okay guys, hair and makeup is completely done. I really hope that you enjoyed today's look, and I hope to see you in my next one. Alrighty, love you, bye! Mwah.